Good morning, class.
Good morning, Ma'am Shavana.
This is my teaching demonstration for senior high school in English. To formally start, let's have our opening prayer that will be led by Danica.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear God, thank you for looking after our school. Thank you that you love each and everyone here. Help us learn, play, and share learnings together so that the wonderful world you have made becomes more beautiful every day. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you for that prayer, Angela. Let us now check our attendance. Miss Secretary, do we have absent today?
There's no absent for today, ma'am.
Very good. We have perfect attendance. Is everybody ready for our lesson?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
But before our discussion, let's have a game first. The title of this motivational game is Who Says This? The instruction is you just need to guess the correct person or cast of the movie who said the speech that you will hear in the video. For example,
Ang himala! Ang himala ay nasa puso ng tao! Nasa puso nating lahat! Tayo ang gumagawa ng himala! Tayo ang gumagawa ng mga sumpa! Ng mga...
anyone in the class who can tell me who says that line?
Ma'am?
Yes, Angela.
Nora Honor?
That is right, Angela. Next video.
Akala ko nang wala! Pero meron! Meron! Meron!
Okay, who says that famous line?
Ma'am,
Yes, Danica.
I think that is Carlo Aquino.
That is correct. Let's proceed to the next video.
Pero bakit parang galit ka? Pero bakit kasalanan ko? Parang kasalanan ko.
Ma'am?
Yes,
May,
yes,
may
Angela.
answer. Bea Alonso, ma'am.
That is correct. Bea Alonzo is the one who said that famous line. Okay, next video.
Bakit ba ako? Bakit mo ang katawan ko? Kapalit.
Okay, who
Ma'am,
says that? Yes, Danica.
that's Liza Soberano.
Yes, Liza Soberano is the correct answer. Next video.
I deserved an explanation. I deserved an acceptable reason.
Again, who says that famous line?
Ma'am?
Yes, Angela.
Lolo Pascual po.
That is correct. Good job, everyone. You got all the correct answers. For those who participated in the class, let us give ourselves a clap. Now, the lesson that we are going to discuss is about communication. Can you imagine life without communication? Without talking or to your family or texting and sending messages to your friends and loved ones?
No, ma'am.
Right, because communication brings a vital role in human life. It does not only facilitate the process of sharing information and ideas, but also help develop relationship to other people. Now, let us first define what is communication. Anyone in the class?
Ma'am,
Yes, Danica.
communication is the process of sending and receiving information from one person to another.
Very good answer, Angela. Communication is the process of sending and receiving information from one person to another. It is also a process of exchanging thoughts, ideas, feelings, and information. Communication is derived from the Latin word communis, which means to share. We have also the so called communication process. The communication is a dynamic process that begins with the conceptualizing of ideas by the sender, who then transmit the message through a channel to the receiver, who in turn gives the feedback in the form of some messages or signal within the given time frame. Communication process is made up of five elements: the sender, the message, the receiver, the channel, and the feedback. The sender is the source of the message or the person who originates the message. It is also the person that creates the message. while the message, it is the information and content conveyed by words. It is either speech or writing. It is the information that is being passed on during the communication process. The message connects the sender to the receiver. The channel, it includes phone calls, text messages, emails, video, radio, and social media are all types of communication channels. This is the mediums through which you can send a message to its intended receiver. While the receiver, it is also called the listener, reader, or observer. It is the persons who receive the messages sent by the sender. While the feedback, it is the final step of the process that ensures the receiver has received the message and interpreted it correctly. Aside from these five elements, we also have two categories of communication. The two categories of communication are the verbal and nonverbal communication. Verbal communication means sharing information by means of words, whether spoken or written. It helps us also think and communicate to other people. Without verbal communication, we would not function as thinking beings. The ability most often used to distinguish humans from other animals is our ability to reason and communicate. While the nonverbal communication is a communication without words, only visual cues. It is the ways in which beings conveys information about their emotions, needs, intentions, attitudes, and thoughts without the use of verbal communication. Okay, class, can you give me an example of verbal communication?
Ma'am,
Yes, Angela.
an interview, ma'am.
Correct. How about an example of nonverbal communication?
Ma'am?
Yes, Danica.
Ma'am, I think giving a thumbs up is a nonverbal communication because it does not use any words to say, it only uses gestures.
Excellent observation, Danica. A thumbs up is an example of nonverbal communication. Let us learn more about nonverbal communication. Facial expressions, eye contact, touch, and gestures are examples of nonverbal communication. Facial expressions, it is the principal source of feedback. It is universal. That means there is happiness, sadness, anger, and fear. Eye contact is the most expressive element in face to face communication. The way you look at someone can mean many things, including anger, interest, or affection. While the sense of touch allows one to experience different sensations such as pleasure, pain, heat, and cold. While the gestures, it is the movement that you make part of your body, especially your hands. The way you hold your body also sends messages because touching is a sign of communication too. Now, let us have our activity. The class will be divided into four groups. Each group will be required to have a short scenario to be performed in front of the class tomorrow. And of course, before performing, there must be a script, and that script should contain verbal and nonverbal cues. All members of the class should participate in our activity tomorrow. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
None so
And so
far.
far,
Now, let us analyze some situation and find the importance of understanding verbal and nonverbal communication. Angela, can you please read what is on our PowerPoint?
sorry. Kat is a transferred student. On her first day of school, she was introduced by her teacher Anna in front of the class. Her teacher said with a bright smile, "Good morning, class. This is Kat, and she will be your classmate from today. She came from a different school and moved here with her family. I hope you will all welcome her with warm support." And she stood up there looking at the whole class. She noticed that one of the girl classmates is looking different at, to her. That is Mika. Mika crossed her arm, crossed her legs, and have one eyebrow raised while looking at her. Meanwhile, she saw Tom. Tom gave her a bright smile, warm and glad. Tom is pointing at the empty chair next to him and somehow respectfully inviting Kat to come over. The teacher asks Kat to shortly introduce herself, and Kat did. After she talked, Clarice gave her a loud clap while smiling brightly. Kat felt gladly and happy about that. After that, Kat sat in her chair and already have some people in her mind that she might be friends with, and some people in her mind that she should avoid.
Thank you so much for that. Now, let us answer some questions. Question number one. What do you think is the feeling of Teacher Anna while introducing Kath on the class?
Ma'am,
Yes, Danica.
Teacher Anna is happy because she introduced Kat with a bright smile.
Very good. Question number two. What are the examples of verbal communication in the scenario?
Ma'am,
Yes, Angela.
when teacher Anna introduced Kat in the class by saying words.
That is right. Question number three. What are the examples of nonverbal communication in the scenario?
Ma'am,
Yes, Danica.
first when Nika cross her arm, cross her legs, and have one eyebrow raised while looking at Kat. Second is when Tom is pointing at the empty chair next to him and somehow respectfully inviting Kat to come over. And lastly, when Clarice gave her a loud clap while smiling brightly to Kat.
Very good, Danica. Question number four. Who do you think is the student that Kath should be friend with and why did you say so?
Ma'am,
Yes, Angela.
Tom and Clarice because they both gave a great smile to Kat.
Correct. Question number five. Who do you think is the student that Kath should avoid?
Ma'am,
Yes, Danica.
Nika, because she cross her arm, cross her legs, and have one eyebrow raised while looking at Kat.
Very good. And lastly, based on the activity, why is it important to understand verbal and nonverbal communication?
Ma'am,
Yes, Angela.
because it plays a vital role in our daily life. It is very useful because it helps us to have conversation with other people and it convey our feelings, attitude, and actions to other people more effectively.
Very good, Angela. Okay, class, to ensure that you can apply your learnings from our discussion, I will be giving you a quiz today that will be sent to your email. You will answer it for only 10 minutes. You may now start. Okay, class, finish or not, you may now submit your quiz paper on my email. Did you submit it already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
For your assignment, research various conflict in verbal and nonverbal communication. Write your work on a one whole sheet of paper. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
Yes, do you have any questions or clarifications?
None so far, ma'am.
Okay, let's call it a day.
None
See
so
you
far.
tomorrow and don't forget your activity and assignment that will be submitted tomorrow. Class dismissed. Goodbye, class.
Goodbye, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.